Hi, my name is Noah Van Hook. I am a continuous improvement engineer here at Sportsman Boats. I am also the admin of AIMSCO. We have been in partnership with AIMSCO for about 8 years now, and we really enjoy using AIMSCO because it allows us to quantify our quality data, as well as it helps us set our standards for production. We have started doing new audits, like 5S audits, that allows us to track them electronically, as well as display them. So once a audit is done, the next day a report goes out to each area that was audited the day before. It allows them to be notified of when they were audited and what they received in their audit. In those audits also, we're taking pictures to show exactly what maybe the issue was. That kind of goes along with some of our quality data. We've taken pictures just to show what the defects actually are and just displaying that in general. I think everything that we are tracking, we should also be displaying. It shouldn't be kind of kept behind closed doors, I guess. I guess everyone that is creating the defect should know that that might not be correct. So one thing AIMSCO also has helped us with is obviously getting away from paper trails and also giving us kind of cleanliness of data instead of having multiple different people write on a piece of paper, different verbiage, all that type of stuff. It allows us to kind of standardize how data is input. They have a feature called spot types, which allows you to kind of create categories in a sense that is just a button. There's no typing involved. So if we're going to classify a defect or something like that, it would be input under one thing instead of having multiple different things that are essentially the same thing. With eChecksheets, it also gives us accuracy. We have designated people that are doing our quality checks, so they're consistently the ones that are checking the same things, so the consistency there. And then production checks are similar. We have different production checks in each department, and that also helps with consistency of how our boat goes down the line. I think it's pretty simple to use. The user interface of it, I think, is pretty simple. Some of the advantages with AIMSCO also is the reporting aspect of the system is any of the data that is collected, you can really twist in any sort of report that you would like. For example, we use it in a report called a dealer package. It's essentially the birth certificate of the boat. It essentially collects a lot of the data like serial numbers, what kind of motors it has, essentially the options that are on the boat, along with some pictures. So when it's shipped out, that report goes with it to allow us to know exactly, okay, that screen had this serial number and that was assigned to that boat. It also allows us, another report that we can have is using each eCheck. You can kind of create a tracking of the boat through the plant. So once a certain check is signed off on, it will kind of move it to the next department. So if you want to know where a specific boat is in the process, you can pull up a report and it'll tell you exactly where the boat's at. One other advantage of AIMSCO is tying in accountability. It allows us to track exactly who touched which boat and in which department. This is really required to produce such an awesome product and allows us to really dial in our quality. The admin portion also is relatively easy. There are a couple shortcuts that you can also use. So if you want to do a larger change, you can do it once and be done, and it'll update everything that you're wanting to change, say across products. If products share stuff, you can make one change and it'll change them across all. So that's a very awesome feature to do, especially on my part as the admin. Instead of going through each different product, it allows you to do it all at once. So that's awesome.
Hi, I'm John Arnett. I'm the Director of Quality and Continuous Improvement here at Sportsman. I've been here about 3 years. When I hired in, AIMSCO was already in process. And within the last year or so, we've really improved it quite a bit. We're using Power BI a lot. We're able to generate a ton of reports and dashboards, and I really rely on AIMSCO from a quality perspective. It really tells me whether we're winning or losing each day. We're able to communicate the data back to the source to ensure right first time, So we're able to really do a lot of problem solving with AIMSCO dashboards. A result of AIMSCO, we've been really able to reduce our defects per boat by about 60%. We're getting better and better. We're able to have traceability with AIMSCO, with all the data that we're able to enter in along the value stream. I would say without AIMSCO, we would still be using pen and paper. We wouldn't have the resolution of data at each individual work cell. It's extremely helpful for us along our CI journey.
I would definitely recommend AIMSCO. Its user interface is very simple and easy to use for the end user.